Welcome along to episode 836 of the Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. Coming up on the show this week, comedian Russell Kane let us know about his hyperactive tour and how to get a good night's sleep. Sally Woods of Compton Care let us know about their memory walk for 2025. We catch up with Becky Deeks of the Young Rep over at the Rep in Brum to find out about their summer season. Helen McGinn joins us to have a little natter about gin. And we have music from the one and only Lolly. That's all on the way on the show this week.
Welcome to the Milk Bar. 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 Welcome to the Milk Bar.
Now, Home and Horizons is the theme for the third outing of the Young Rep. It's all taking place from the 9th of July. To tell me more, I'm joined now by head of Young Rep, Becky Deeks. Good afternoon.
Hi, yeah. Great
How
to
are you
see
doing?
Good. We are very busy at the Rep at the moment, sort of in rehearsals, day in, day out, evening in, evening out. But yeah, really good, really excited for the festival.
Yeah, and an amazing lineup of shows as well, and showcasing talent from across your city and beyond, probably into Wolverhampton too. You'll have people from all over the place, won't you?
Yeah, yeah. We've got people that travel from all over the Midlands. A lot of people are quite Birmingham based, quite local to the Rep, but yeah, definitely attracts people from, I think, as far as Telford.
Now, you've got more than 400 local performers taking part. So tell us a bit about the festival itself.
The festival is the third part in a trilogy. So we had Order and Chaos in 2023, Love and Rebellion last year, and then this year we're bringing Home and Horizons. Each year we work with the young people to kind of pick a theme that really speaks to them. So we work with them to choose the play scripts, and this year they were like really keen to do a lot of ensemble work. We've got some dance and we've got some live music as well, which is quite exciting. And the theme is kind of looking at what does home mean to us, and also looking at sort of like the future and what lies ahead of us, but also like horizons further afield as well. And sort of, yeah, like, I mean, we've got Around the World in 80 Days. I feel like it ticks that box in lots of ways.
Well, I mean, with shows like Robert Louis Stevens' Jekyll and Hyde and for the Young Rep Seniors, you've got the Diamond Debacle that's coming up on the 12th of July. Then, as you said, Around the World in 80 Days, that does cover everything off in one go, pretty much, doesn't it? But Tennessee Williams, Summer and Smoke, there's all sorts of things taking place as part of this show. 15 productions in all, and all of them produced with love and a huge amount of talent.
Yeah, exactly. I think we've got an amazing team that work here, loads of really talented directors. And added to that, the young people are just incredible. Like they've been described as the best young talent Birmingham has to offer, I think, by someone at one point. And I think it sums them up perfectly. But I also think what we try and create here is a real family feel, and it's about helping young people, I guess, to just be the best version of themselves as well, and to support one another. And yeah, I think for me that's as important as the brilliant talent and performances you're going to see on the stages as well.
And how do they get involved in Young Rep?
Yeah, we have a sign-up process via the website. We do hold auditions for people over 14, our 14 to 18s and our 18 plus group, the company. We audition for both of those, partly just because our waiting lists are huge, and we want to give everyone the opportunity. So we see everyone for an audition who applies via the waiting list. And then, yeah, we really try, and yeah, we have such a like our selection process is quite thorough. We try and just pick people who really need that opportunity, but also who will really commit to it and want it and thrive under it as well. So yeah, it's a real, like, we've got an incredibly diverse company, and I think that's really exciting because they get to learn so much from each other as well as from the Rep.
Well, it sounds like an amazing organisation. The summer of plays as part of this festival is going to be absolutely brilliant, and a chance for people to stand out, discover their talent that you've already been able to see in them from the interest they've shown in the first place. And then, of course, the alumni are turning up all over the place, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, recently, one of our company members has gone on to appear as one of the leads on Waterloo Road, which is really cool. I think TV is stealing a lot of our actors, but it is great to see as well that a number of them are starting to get roles within the theatre. I mean, this year is one of those things where you're like, as a director, you're like, no, but we've had a few people who had to drop out throughout the year because they've got amazing professional roles. One of our young people's performing at the Belgrade Theatre. So I think, yeah, it's been great to see people actually stepping up into the professional world, and that is something, particularly with our older company, we really want to see happen. So really, yeah, as much as I'm like sad to lose them, it is absolutely the best thing.
And not only of the work from the team at the Red, but also people involved from other theatre companies and groups from across the Midlands as well, who are part of the theatrical adventure. I know you got the
Yeah.
likes of Ludimi involved.
Yeah, we've got loads of brilliant community partners who use our space at the Rep, but also we support one another in lots of different ways. So yeah, really excited to see lots of them take to our stages. We are a theatre of sanctuary, so we've got a number of asylum seeking and refugee groups who will be performing as part of the festival. And actually, we also have Open Theatre, who are a brilliant group who work with young adults and young people who have learning disabilities and yeah, do a lot of non-verbal theatre, and they're currently next door rehearsing. I can see them right now. So yeah,
Through
they're
the
doing a
glass.
great job.
Okay, so how do people find out more about Home and Horizons? Of course, getting along to see the shows, grab their tickets, and of course, find out more about Young Rep to get involved if they're in the right age group. Plus, whilst we're adding to all of that, find out about the multi-show discount they can get if they want to come see loads of the brilliant 15 productions.
And the best place to go to is the Rep website. Click on what's on Home and Horizons Festival, and then you can see all of the shows listed under there. We are doing a 3 for 2 discount on tickets, which I think is a brilliant deal. Our headliners I particularly recommend people coming to, which are Summer and Smoke, Alice, Medea, and Jekyll and Hyde. And I think, yeah, I'd particularly recommend coming to those. And then also, like, our young groups are going to do an incredible job. Our community partners are always a dream to watch. So yeah, head over to the website. And also, if you want to check out what Young Rep are doing in the future, click on the Take Part section. Or you can also head to our social media channels, and we actually have a Rep Take Part social media channel as well.
Check all of that out. So you can find all that link through from all the rep websites and social media too. It's going to be
Yeah,
amazing. Have a brilliant summer with all of this. 3 weeks of amazing shows. Ahead of Young Rep, Becky Deeks, thank you for joining us.
thank you for having me.
The Walk for Compton Care, raising funds in memory of people's loved ones, is back on the 14th of September this year. Sally Woods is looking after the Memory Walk and joins me now. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Jason. I'm very well, thank you. Are you?
All good here, and another event on the way. And fingers crossed, everything being equal, I actually get to work with you on this one this year because last year I managed to be sneaking away on holiday, which meant I didn't come down and enjoy joining in with everybody who was yeah, being part of this event. And back at Compton's own facilities again this time round.
Yes, Sunday, the 14th of September, starting and finishing at Compton Hall in our beautiful gardens. And we're going to enjoy a really lovely walk along the Smusto Valley Nature Reserve and the towpaths of the Staffs and Worcester Canal.
And I think that's, yeah, really absolutely lovely. It's going to be a great route and different to last year as well. And I know it's been fun mixing these things up in the homes it's had in the past. It's always been good to go along and enjoy them. Now it's yeah, in the heart of where all the care takes place, and it's going to be a place that people will have memories of when they come back because they could have visited loved ones in the inpatient facility. They could have been regularly visiting the site with friends and family who were getting services down there. And I think that in its own way, bittersweet, but also part of that remembrance journey.
I think for people, it is important that the event has a connection to the actual place where our care and support all happens. and it is bittersweet for some people. It's also part of a process that people go through. We do have beautiful grounds, and it's great that we're able to make use of them, and that people can come and create some happy memories with their friends, with their families, with their dogs, and at the same time raise funds for other patients and families so that they can benefit from the care and the support that takes place there.
Yeah, 'cause so many people will be wanting to give back, and that's the thing. Once Compton is part of your family and your family's lives, where however they've helped, and so this is, notably, one of remembrance. But equally, anybody who's been touched by the care services, there will be people who may be part of the outpatients, sort of people who have been looked after, and if they can, will come and be part of this.
Absolutely. And we do try to say that Walk for Compton isn't just for people who have experienced the care and support of Compton. It's for anyone that's lost a loved one, who wants to create some memories, and can come and be part of a really wonderful event that raises funds and brings people together.
And I think the fact that it's a togetherness, that's the important part. And great to have the Mayor of Wolverhampton joining you to be part of that this year too.
Yep. So the mayor came to see us a few days ago. He has chosen Compton as one of his charities that he wants to support during his year of office. And so he's going to come and open the event for us, and he's going to walk the route as well. The route is about 4.5 kilometres long. It's fairly flat and is suitable for most people.
Yeah, so if you can make it to the high street shops, you can probably do this walk without any problems.
Absolutely, yes.
But, just be aware of the distance. But equally, I mean, if you want to come along and be part of the day, you'll be opportunity to relax in the grounds whilst your other family members go off and do the walk.
Absolutely. So, Crumbles, our on-site coffee shop, will be open and serving, no doubt, delicious cakes and all sorts of treats for everybody. And we have a playlist where people who take part in the walk nominate a song that means something to them, or to their loved one, and we will play that. So there'll be plenty going on, and when people come back from the walk, they can place their memory tags in our garden of reflection and just spend as much or as little time as they wish in our grounds.
Yeah, and so we'll be down there, sharing some stories, and also being part of the process very much, because not only will there be, I assume, a bit of a warm up for the walk, because that's always goes down well, but there'll also be the members of the bereavement team as well, who can talk to people about the situation they find themselves in, and how it's moments like this that do help with going through the grieving process.
Yep. So we'll have JD Jims and Custard, our mascot, who'll be doing the warm up as usual, and they'll send us off on our way. But yeah, members of the bereavement and counselling teams will be in the grounds as well, so that people can ask for help, ask about the services, or they may just need a little bit of support in that moment, and they'll be pleased to support them.
And it is part, say, the whole event is there to remember and to think of good times. And whilst there will be a few tears shed on the day, and I've been there and done that myself in the past, it is something which is, again, I think, part of an amazing experience, an amazing time of togetherness, and just sort of highlights the amazing work that Compton do, and of course helps raise funds for that work too. So how do people get involved, and what does it cost?
The event is now listed on our website, so if people can go to comptoncare.org.uk, you can register for the event online. It costs £10 per person, or £40 for a group of 2 adults and up to 4 children. That's the early bird price, which will run until the 8th of August. The price will go up after that. So if you would like to join us on the day, and we do hope you will, it is always a great event, then if you head over to our website, you can sign up now.
So go on comptoncare.org.uk. Find out what's going on. Also, you can check out the details of all the cafes, not just Crumble. So I think based on the time the event starts, you might be able to make around several of them and have 2 breakfasts, and then come along, do the walk to walk it off. Does that sound like a plan?
Well, you would definitely need to do the walk to walk it off afterwards.
Yeah, that's the way.
And obviously, we really hope that people will raise sponsorship, because the cost of the event just covers the cost of putting the event on. So we really hope that people will raise funds, ask their friends, their families, the people that they work with, their next door neighbours, and raise funds so that we can support as many people as possible.
Absolutely. It's always a good thing to be able to do an amazing event like this and be part of it. Well, I'll look forward to seeing you on the day and the rest of the team, and we'll have a great time on the memory walk and obviously raising some brilliant funds for Compton Care. Sally Woods, as ever, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Jason.
You'll remember the hits Mickey, Viva la Radio, and Girls Just Want to Have Fun, brought to life by the amazing Lolly. She is back with a single called Only Love and joins me now to tell me all about it. How you doing?
Hello, Jason. How are you?
All good here. And is life treating you well?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Yeah, just ducking and diving as normal.
Well, this is it. I mean, you've had a brilliant run of singles and then took a bit of a break. So it is only the fact that your creativity is unstoppable. You just love sharing your music with people, and you sort of kept doing things a bit under the radar for a while. But you've still been out there performing, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. I've been at loads of festivals for the last few years and just really, really enjoying the sort of no pressure, just enjoying the moment kind of performing. And just thought it's about time to get back in the studio and make some more music.
Well, yeah, and this is the thing though, because the music industry's changed a hell of a lot since what was it?
Yeah.
Was it the 90s? Was it the 90s?
Yeah, 99, 2000s, the sort of that
Yeah, it's just,
time.
it feels like 5 minutes ago. It doesn't feel like the best part of a quarter of a century since you're really doing amazing things. And that time, though, it was so much harder to be able to release music, because these days you can do it yourself in a much easier way than ever before. But it shows the quality of the work that you were producing for it to be picked up by the labels who you worked with for so long.
Yeah, exactly. So I was lucky enough to be signed to Polydor Records, and so it was all a huge machine, and that I was part of. So you don't have that much control, as in, like, yes, you are the product and you're going out selling the record, but it really felt like a business. Yes, it was fun. Yes, it was brilliant. And, it just what an opportunity. But yeah, you're sort of really pushed to sell, 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 sell. And this time round, it's more organic. It's me. I'm independent. And I think I was even calling the label Lollydor. Just for a laugh.
Just a bit of fun. I
Um,
like that. Absolutely love it.
yeah, just for a bit of fun.
You
And
got to have
just
a play on
doing what
words.
I want to do.
Yeah.
Just doing what I want to do.
And on the song itself that you got out at the moment, "Only for Love," this is about you, about a day with miserable English weather. And I know we've had some good days weather of late, but even so, whatever you're doing, you need a bit of a soundtrack to it, and you are the one to provide it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just think, when I first released my music, I was, a young 20, 21-year-old kid, I would say. And now I'm 48. I can't be singing that high anymore. So it's just exhausting when you go to sing it live. So I just wanted to do something a bit more grown-up pop. You know what I mean? Just a bit more grown up, something that I'd really like to sort of listen to myself, and just thought there wasn't anything out there that I really, really enjoyed, and just thought, well, why don't I create something that I'd like to do and I'd like to listen to? And that's how Only for Love came about.
Well, but you are all about the good times. You're all about the fun, the music, the making memories, and I assume you're still not afraid of dancing around a bit and having a good time while singing a song.
No, not at all. Now I can bust a move as long as my arthritis doesn't play up.
I've got 5 years on you, so I know what that's like, to be fair. But there you go. No, we're all in good health and all having a great time. And I think when you've got one single out there, this is just going to leave an appetite for more from both your audience and for yourself as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've already got another song called Sunshine that I'll be releasing in a few months, I think. And then I'm working on another track, which is more sort of this grown-up pop sort of feel. I'm just really enjoying it. And the feedback from this record, I've actually been blown away, because you just don't know, do you? You just don't know, because people expect me to sort of sing the high energy, fun pop. And this is a little bit more chilled. But I'm older. So it just makes sense.
But I think the fact is, though, your audience who grew up with you are going to love this. And the fact it's just got meaningful sounds and it's still got a lively feel to it, it's still going to appeal to, everyone else who's downloading and streaming to this day.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. It's looking good at the moment. I'm really chuffed, really, really chuffed. And it feels sort of more personable because the team's tiny, literally it's just me and people just helping out. And it's really, I think actually it's a massive lesson for youngsters nowadays is just always sort of have a nice relationship with all the people that you're sort of going along with because eventually they'll be in different situations and in different jobs and they'll be able to help you out. So, the people that I've been interviewed by, they're like, oh, I met you in this, that, and I did that, and that they're accepting these interviews and listening to my music because we had a nice relationship back in the day. So it's sort of a real good testament to myself of how I used to be, and I used to enjoy meeting people and working hard, I guess, grafting.
And that's the thing, you're a grafter. I mean, that's borne out of the fact you're still getting, 40,000 monthly listens on Spotify, more than
Yeah,
2
it's just
million
crazy.
streams.
Yeah, I think because my music was digitally re-released in 2018, and because obviously before that was just CD, tape, and vinyl. And so when it was digitally re-released, I had a look because obviously then you get your passwords and you can get on, Spotify artist page, and then you're just like, wow, Mickey's had that many million. Like I think it was like 2 million streams within 2 weeks or something back then, and I was just like, there's still a lot of love there, and you just forget because you just don't know. But now you can actually see it, which is actually quite sweet. It's nice.
Yeah, so you never know how many people are playing the CD once they've bought it. Yeah, the reality is this is real. This is your audience.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day it was physical, you'd go to the shops, you'd buy your records, so you'd know numbers and hence it doing well in the charts. Because people don't physically buy the products anymore, it's just all streaming, whether it's Amazon, Spotify, you name it. There's so many different platforms to be able to stream the music from. It's endless, isn't it? So this way you can actually keep an eye on how it's doing. It's quite interesting.
Well, are you going to be adding to your two gold certified albums already, with some more releases as we head through the year?
Yeah, well, I said I've got another song called Sunshine. There's another one in the making. It doesn't have a title yet, but just working on that. So who knows? I mean, if I think it's about enjoyment. If I'm enjoying doing it, I'll keep doing it. It's like anything, isn't it?
Yeah. Have fun with it. Make the most of it. Really keep
Yeah.
impressed with the music. We're going to, I'm going to dare people not to have a little bit of move around to Only for Love because it's still a fantastic song that you can groove to. Sounding wonderful. Lolly is back. It's official. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Looking at your face, you take me to a place. I know that I'm loved, I know that I'm safe here in your embrace. Let's leave the world behind, so lovers go to die, and no one can divide what they cannot find. We're safe and sound inside. You're my forever, the only one I trust, the one that lights my heart up, the one made of stardust. You're all alive, you're all alive, you're all alive. Only for love, you and me together. Just look into my eyes. I know I must have told you 100 stardust. You are my light. You are my light. You are my light. You and me together, just look into my eyes. I know I must have told you 100 million times. You are my light. You are my light. You are my light. Only for love. Only for love. Only for love. Only for love. You're my forever, the only one I trust. The one that lights my heart up, the one made of stardust. You are my light. You are my light. You are my light. Only for
Now, multi-award-winning comedian Russell Kane is out on the road, heading up and down the country, across the globe. But when out and about, the important thing is getting a decent night's sleep. He's here to tell me about how to have a bit of a break and enjoy your life when you're a top-quality, internationally renowned comedian. How you doing, sir?
Well, I should be tireder than I am, but it's been such an exciting week. It's a week that would leave most 18-year-olds in a daybed. I've been to Ibiza on Monday. I went to bed at 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. I've flown home. I've done a couple of jobs since then. And now, to crown it all off, chatting to you.
Well, for me, it's amazing. For you, I'm sure it's the low light of a week. However, you do like to put the pressure on. Looking at your hyperactive tour, you are here, there, and everywhere. You know, Toronto 1 minute, then back in the UK the next. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, so I've never played Canada before, and when you're going to a new country, it's a bit of a gamble. Canada sort of sits in the middle. They get some British TV, they follow British comedy a bit, so you roll the dice. But I'm doing Calgary and Halifax and places like that. I could easily end up with 20 confused Canadians thinking Russell Howard looks different in the front row. It does get confusing when there's three Russells, and you don't want to be muddled up with the other two all the time.
It does get tricky, I suppose. It's when you have to sign the wrong autograph, isn't it? That always gets awkward.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm doing the amount of Nick Grimshaw autographs I've done, you wouldn't believe.
But when you are out on the road, though, I mean, what is your mantra for getting this right? Because you have to be on form the whole time. I know you are, but how do you do it?
Well, there are 4 aspects to keeping your energy, staying younger for longer, keeping your happiness and your wellness intact. And they're all free, these ones, right? Mm-hmm. And so you need what you eat, diet, whatever, exercise and movement, the quality of your relationships. Are you staying in toxic friendships or relationships that you could easily be out of? And sleeping. You should be trying to focus on those 4 things. They're old school and they've been forgotten under an ocean of fad diets and bad information. But if you can get what I call the 4 pillars of wellness, and if you can afford it, the 5th pillar, evidence-based supplementation to turbocharge what you're doing, you will slow down your aging, you'll fuel the mitochondria of your cell. There is no reason, just because of the accident of your birth certificate, to start living half a life. It's such a gift to even be here for whatever you're going to get, 65 to 95 years. You've got to draw suck the marrow from the chicken bones of life, crack them open. Don't throw anything in the bin that you could have eaten.
Are you going to be this bad when you are in your 90s? I can imagine you're going to be the scourge of the old people's home.
My granddad has only just popped his clogs. My granddad, he popped his clogs last month. And my Nana Pat's still going strong in Luton. She's just held together by bits of war rubble, racism and copies of the Daily Mail. I think that's all that keeps her going. So I'd like to think so. We'll see. But touring, obviously, interferes with some of those things. You're eating on the move, you're sleeping on the move. It's important to try and get good quality sleep, because whatever goes in the day before, that decides the quality of the show that comes out. And I take it really, if people are putting their hands in their pocket and spending anywhere between 30 and 50 quid to see me, they've chosen me over anyone else they could have seen, Sarah Millican or whoever, Greg Davies, Michael McIntyre, and they've chosen me. I take that really seriously. And I know I train like a boxer. I really do. I really take it seriously. I look after myself like an athlete. and I just deliver high energy. My fitness band says I'm burning 800 calories per gig. So that's how I've ended up getting obsessed about sleep. That's why I've ended up speaking to you. There's a survey online, actually. Premier Inn have done it. If you go to premierin.com, you can look at it. And it talks about the different sleep habits we have when we're traveling, which is obviously my life. And unsurprisingly, most people can't sleep on the move. 40% of us can't sleep on transport. I mean, I would have thought it'd be a lot higher than that on a bus. I'm a bit suspicious of people that can sleep on a bus. They must be heavily medicated with iron brew and vodka.
I say I've slept through a concert once, but
Yeah, sorry about that. This show's better.
I wouldn't have been one of yours. But then we're talking loud rock music, and so if I'm tired, I'm lucky enough I can sleep. But so when you are traveling, you do want the right kind of sleep, the right circumstances.
Yeah.
You don't want to be moody the next day or aggressive, or all of those things that come along with poor sleep patterns.
Exactly. And I think the survey, although it says 40%, I'll be willing to guess if we did an even bigger survey, it'll be half and half. Because as far as I can tell, half of the population falls asleep easily, and the other half I have to have a bed. So I love a silent night mattress. I like to know the room I'm going into. I like to know where I'm sleeping. Even if I get upgraded posh on a flight, I still don't sleep. I still sit there like a meerkat that's been intravenously fed Red Bull, and I just don't sleep. As soon as I'm in a hotel, and the plainer, the better. I used to when I first started, it's up a path and you get the brass key off the shelf and you text the owner and she'll let you into the rectory at midnight. It's like, nah, I want a reception, a 24-hour manned reception. I would like to go, like there be a membrane where I'm fired out of my car and just land in the bed and the duvet comes up and then I regenerate like an X-Man with more jokes. So that's it. I am, as I said, it's very athlete-like, my lifestyle when I'm on the road. I do operate like an athlete. I'm down now to I literally have one beer after my gig, and I used to really like a glass of wine. You know, where you fill it up to like that and the meniscus is almost beating physics. And you say, well, it's only a glass of wine. There's about like 500 mils of wine in there. I'm down to one bottle, like a Peroni size bottle. That's it for my alcohol intake when I'm on the road now.
You'll be on 0% before you know it, won't you?
Well, I do. That's what I drink afterwards. If I fancy the taste of another beer, I'll have a 0. Just because you're not going to get anywhere by medicating yourself with alcohol to sleep. And then that's what the last generations of comedian did. It's funny, if you try and get life insurance as a comedian, I'm in the same life insurance group as a soldier and a scaffolder. That's how poor my health outcome. And a firefighter. Firefighter, soldier, scaffolder, comedian are all in the same life insurance bracket because the health outcomes of a comic are so appalling. They are appalling.
And it's not even worth talking about your car insurance either, is it?
And I'm not insured on my tour car. I've taken myself off it, so just my tour manager is on it.
That's the way to do it.
I'm not even allowed to have it parked overnight at my house. That was the conditions of the insurance.
It's a mad world. So obviously, Premier in doing this one, and I know another amazing comedian, Lenny Henry's been having some fun visiting their establishments again, as we've seen on the telly adverts. Have you ever bumped into Lenny when you've been staying at a Premier Inn?
I've worked with him a few times because I've done quite a lot of comic relief work. So we haven't been under the purple duvet together, but let's just say it's the collab everyone wants to happen.
We should look out for that in the autumn winter campaign. You never know, it could happen. But obviously out on the road and loving it. I think Coventry is your closest gig to us.
The Civic what a gig that was. I just played it recently. Yeah. Do you know what? I don't know what's going on with this tour. I've sold well everywhere, but the Midlands has been insane.
Well, you've had to put an extra night on in Coventry, haven't you? You've got 2.
I've got 2 nights on at Warwick Arts Centre. It's controversially the Warwick Arts Centre in Coventry.
Yeah.
I've done Wolverhampton. I've done Dudley Town Hall. I've done, obviously, Birmingham. I did the Hippodrome. I've done loads of, just so many. I did Stourbridge, 2 nights in Stourbridge. I don't know what's going on. I suppose living in the Midlands, you need to laugh more. That's the only I can win it.
We appreciate you, Russell. This is what it is.
It's just been, and they're just brilliant audiences. They've got such a good sense of humour, and obviously it's easy for me to make local jokes. And my Midlands knowledge is so good. I mean, I get the Hippodrome. I did 5 minutes on each. A bit on Solihull, a bit on this, a bit on that. I'm able to do the different districts and everything.
Well, you're going to be having an amazing time. Have a brilliant time internationally, and have a great time getting some good kip when you're back in the UK in your Premier Inn.
Well, I will do. Like I said, I like what I like about the reason when I really use Premier Inns and hotels like that is I like to get to where I'm needed the next day, the night before. That's my sleep hack. Don't set your alarm for 3 a.m. and do a hellish drive and arrive like a zombie. You won't enjoy the first day of your holiday anyway. Sleep close to the airport. Wake up and hit the all-inclusive like a warrior. I leave my all-inclusive in profit. I'm normally ejected because I've eaten too much lobster at the buffet. Sometimes I'll eat food that I'm allergic to with an EpiPen just to extract the value from it.
We do not recommend that. Always eat lobster responsibly.
That was a joke. I'm known for them, kids.
Yes, you did.
Chicken didn't actually cross the road. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Where do we get details on the hyperactive tour so we can get to the Wildcard Centre and grab tickets?
Go to
or
Russell
join you in
Kane.
Toronto.
Yes. russellkane.co.uk. International dates. There's plenty of tickets. They've just gone on sale. UK dates, hardly any left, but I've just added Great Yarmouth and I've added a second night in Warwick, so you should be able to get some capacity there. But do have a look, because I'm not having a go at my fellow comics, but I cover all of the stage. So there is not a bad seat when you come to see me. Everyone has a great view eventually because I will cover every square inch. So don't be put off by any little straggly seats left in the upper circle. I will hit you with my energy, I promise.
You would have to get back to Wolverhampton again.
The Civic, what a gig. That was just, it was such a good... So it was a Grand Theatre I did this time, Civic and Grand. They're the same sort of business. Yeah. It's just a beautiful theatre. They're just so up for it, and they could just take the banter.
Right, then behave with the accents. Russell Kane, have a brilliant time. Thank you for joining us.
See ya.
Now, the 90s are kind of coming back into fashion. Cool Britannia is here, and I've got a very cool drinks expert alongside me now to tell me all about the wonderful world of Oasis and 90s fashion being back. It's Helen McGinn. Good afternoon.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. I hope we find you well.
Very well, thank you.
Now, I mean, obviously, best-selling author, drinks expert, and big fan of Oasis as well.
Oh, I was a huge fan of Oasis, definitely. In fact, I love both of them. I loved Oasis and Blur.
And I also see you as maybe having one of the Jerry Halliwell Union Jack dresses in your wardrobe as well.
I wish. I mean, that was one of my iconic moments of the 90s when she stepped out on that stage at the Brit Awards in her Union Jack dress. Who can forget that?
But I mean, so it was a decade filled with iconic moments, and it was very much a feel-good time. And when we hit on this at certain points in our lives now, but it is nice to reminisce about when everything seemed to be a bit easier, because we forget the tricky stuff back then, don't we?
Oh, exactly. I know you focus on the good things, and there were lots and lots of good things about that decade. I mean, it was such an important moment in terms of fashion, in terms of music. I mean, the whole culture around Britpop, really. And, you know, for those of us who were there first time round, there are just moments that you never, ever forget, really.
Absolutely. I mean, the birth of Big Brother was a huge thing as well, wasn't it? I mean, that was massive. And I think it was one of the last decades when we had proper linear TV, where everyone was waiting on the edge of their seats for something to happen. These days, I mean, when you get Big Brother, which is back, it is very much sort of internet based. You get to drop in on moments. We used to have to watch E4 for the highlights back then.
I mean, imagine there's a whole generation that will never know the beauty of having to sit in front of the television, and if you left the room for something, that's it, you missed it. You couldn't see it again.
No, there was no pausing your telly back in the early 90s at the very least.
Absolutely not.
But there's all sorts of other magic moments, and I think one of the big ones was in James Bond in GoldenEye, his shaken not stirred gin martini.
So, and that is the thing of all the 90s moments that we have. There's another enduring icon from that time, and that is the timeless gin and tonic, or obviously the gin martini as he had it in James Bond, you know, shaken not stirred. But it's really fascinating because the research that's been done by the UK's #1 gin brand Gordon's, that found out that almost a third of Brits are old enough to enjoy one, and they remember gin and tonic during their Britpop days, as you know, it was so iconic. It was even in one of Oasis's songs, Give Me Gin and Tonic, and it just shows that, you know, we're still enjoying the drink just as much 30 years on. And in fact, it has just moved into kind of Hall of Fame territory, I think, the gin and tonic.
Absolutely. And also, I think it's a name you know as well, so you know what you're getting with your gin and tonic because there are so many fad brands out there in the world of gin. Now, obviously, gin is absolutely huge, and rightly so. I mean, it is obviously enjoyed responsibly by many, many people, but it is down to getting the right gin in that mix, isn't it?
So I've found it fascinating watching what has happened with gin, over the last 30 years, because obviously we had this huge kind of gin renaissance. But for me, I love the fact that it is the classics, that are still standing and as strong as ever. And for example, I mean, the one note or flavour or botanical that makes a gin is juniper. And so for me, if I am having a gin and tonic, I want a juniper led gin. And as you said, you've got lots of gins now that have different flavorings. They come in all sorts of guises. You can use lots of different botanicals. But for me, Gordon's, which is a really ginny gin, and Tanqueray is the same. I think you just keep it really simple. Go for a juniper led gin, really good tonic, lots of ice, and don't overcomplicate the garnishes.
But it is if you want to take that gin and mix it with something else, though, I think it's good to do it in a controlled way and do it yourself because you know what note you're getting in there, and whether it is that gin martini shaken and not stirred, or whether it is something else that you want to pair it with. It is again, it's about having a consistency and knowing what you're going to get. And I know some gins do taste a bit chemically. Gordon's never does.
Oh, it is. And honestly, there is something about seeing that green bottle as well. You know exactly where you are and what you're going to get. And there is something in that, as I say, it has reached kind of Hall of Fame status.
And have you got a 90s based gin wearing outfit to wear when you drinking gin? Have you got an outfit for it? I mean, you must have.
Yeah, that's when I put my Union Jack dress
Oh,
on.
that's okay. That is good. I can see you doing that. That's all good. But there's other smells and tastes which are very 90s as well, aren't there? And I think it's a decade when we were introduced to a number of different things, different snacks and stuff. And again, whereas the 70s and 80s were sort of vol au vents and pineapple hedgehogs when you were at a party and you had your gin and tonic, it did move on in the 90s, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think back to, 90s food as well. They all got a bit shishy at that time. Everything suddenly went very small on plates. Do you remember?
Yes.
And yeah, exactly. And that wasn't me. But I think there is so much to love about the 90s. And it does feel, with Glastonbury this year and with Oasis going on tour, there is such a sort of, that 90s feel is coming back. And we all just love remembering, that time. For those of us who are still drinking gin and tonic now, one sip and you could be back in the 90s.
So it takes you back in time, and in the best of ways possible. Just the scent will take you there because it's a properly aromatic drink, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And again, this is it, the recipe, which is a well kept secret, but the recipe has not changed for hundreds of years. It is that, I mean, that is how much of a classic Gordon's is. And, it does have that all important kind of purity. That is the lovely thing about it with the juniper. It's a really fresh, fresh, crisp taste. And as you say, you can have so much fun with it. You can make all sorts of different cocktails. But for me, even though I've been in the drinks industry for the last 30 years. If I am going to make myself a cocktail at home, and I do call it a cocktail, it will be a gin and tonic.
Well, as soon as you mix it, it's a cocktail, isn't it? Whatever you add to it.
Exactly. It so is. And, just some little snacks on the side as well, and you can have a real moment.
But are you going to be watching the repeats of Top of the Pops and dragging out the Vicar of Dibley box set to enjoy, or are you more of an Ab Fab girl?
Oh, what do you think? Totally fab.
Ab Fab, yeah. But I love the fact we're both about the same age. You're just a little bit younger than me, and we're both clearly mentally still 25, which is probably where I was during the 90s. It is just such an iconic decade, and it is. Does it worry you though that we are talking about throwing back to a decade which was very much a coming of age?
Well, do you know what? I think not really, no, because we got so much out of it as well. And it was a time when actually, when you think about the fashions of the time, people were having fun with it. And that is so important that we don't lose sight of that. And life can be serious nowadays, and so you just need to bring in those moments of joy. And for me, one of them is making a really good gin and tonic and giving myself like 20 minutes to sit down and just enjoy life, because as I say, 30 years has gone like that. So
That is the scary bit, isn't it? But there we are.
yes.
So we had some great times. We had some great music back then. I'm going to let you choose a song from the 90s that's iconic for you. What should we play before I get the details from you on where we can go on the website? That gives me a chance to get these things lined up.
I think it's got to be Supersonic by Oasis.
Okay, that's a deal. Where can we go for the full survey, all the details, and we can find out how many people are still moved by hearing Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, well, always just if you go to the Gordon's website, all the details are there, and there's lots and lots of recipes on there as well if you need some recipe inspiration.
Yeah, give Gordon's a Google, which is something you started doing in the 90s, and stay with it. Always enjoy Gordon's responsibly and have a fantastic time thinking back to those days. Right, let's do some Oasis. Meanwhile, Helen McGinn, have a fantastic time. Enjoy reliving your youth with that green bottle, and make sure that you have a fantastic summer as well.
And you too. Thank you so much.
That's all for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Back with episode 837 next week. I'll see you then. Ta-ra for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.